Now, I know some people would be like, if your best friend sucks your dick, you're gay. But that's not gay. JFK, it's not gay if your friend is like, I'm gay, and I love sucking dick, and you're like, I mean, you can suck mine. That's not gay. Tickets are on sale for KFC Radio Live. Click the link in the bio. Get yours. Come out and hang with the boys. Stacker2 Energy is the presenting sponsor of KFC Radio. It's also the presenting sponsor of basically everybody's life out there who needs some extra energy. If you've got a couple kids, you've got a hard job, you've got to be commuting in and out, you've got to be keeping up with all your hobbies and your friends and your partner, and all of that all crammed into one day, you need an extra boost. And that boost is going to come in the form of Stacker2 with their Extreme Energy Chews or their Extreme Energy Shots. The Chews come in a 6-pack. It's portable. You can put it in your pocket. You pop a gummy whenever you need an extra little boost. The Shots, it's a flavorful little, you got grape, you got blue raspberry, you got strawberry, you got a bunch of different flavors. You pop it open, you basically take a shot, you get 10,000% of your daily value of vitamin B12, along with the caffeine. It comes from a natural bark extract. So you're getting everything you need anytime you need it to boost your energy level and make sure you get through the day, whether it's work, whether it's play. Stacker2 has been here for over 20 years, and there's no end in sight. They are the OG of energy. So make sure you get yours by going to stacker2.com/Barstool, where you can get the Barstool Bite Back package. That means you get $5 off your purchase or $5 worth of free material at stacker2.com/Barstool. It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. We are coming to you live from a cleaned up KFC Radio studio, and I am disheartened to report it still looks like shit. It was a great effort.
I kind of disagree. It looks infinitely better.
Oh, infinitely better. But my point being, I don't know. I think we should have just stayed in the old room.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We gave Jackie did.
Jackie did a great job.
She
blood, sweat, and tears to clean this fucking place up.
She
was texting me all weekend. Do you need this? Do you need that? What can I throw out? I was like, just get rid of fucking all of it. There's spray bottles.
I think it looks good. It looks as good as this space can.
That's what it comes down to. So shout out to Jackie for making it happen. We were tempted. There's a bunch of bags. She finished up cleaning everything and then bagged up like merch and samples and things that might be important, labeled 1 bag KFC, 1 bag John, 1 bag new merch, put it all on the couch, and we were tempted to just grab it and dump it all out in a pile in the middle of the floor. And then
I actually took a picture
what's the problem? What do you mean? I don't know. I just needed something at the bottom of the bag. I don't know. What do you
I went so far as to take a picture of the 4 bags sitting on this couch, and I was going to text it to the group, be like, wow, nice job, Jackie. And then, I was going to do it and be like, holy shit, did you guys feel that earthquake? and it was just going to be.
Part of me still thinks you should do that. Part of me still thinks
Jackie would quit. Jackie would be well within her rights to quit if we did that.
I just got to say, I think in all of the history of Barstool, how many unnecessary and weird things we've done, that wall is number 1. Can you spin the camera all the way around? So it made sense sort of at the time. We were going to try to use this studio for, and this is actually a good lesson that I think finally like crystallized it in my head going forward. At the time, we were going to have this half of the room be the studio for the podcast, and that half of the room was going to be the studio for anything else you wanted to film. And that wall would be a green screen, that wall would be a brick wall, and this wall, you could hang 3 different things and shoot 3 different cameras and have technically 3 different studios. And so what we had is this wall on wheels that spins out and then closes. And I remember at the time being like, okay, I mean, I that's not something I've ever heard of or came up with, but like, cool. Sounds great. I understand the logic. And I mean, we have never used that wall once, and it has only been in the way of ATI every single time we're trying to film it. We just have to, and it's heavy, and it's not an easily, like the hinges are fucked up, the wheels are fucked up, so it's not just like it's like lift, pull, and it's such a good lesson as far as like, you just don't need all the fucking, you just need like this.
Yeah.
You need a chair and a microphone, and that's fucking it. You need a green screen against a wall, maybe a ring light, and that's fucking it. And you can use all the bells and whistles, and, I'm sure if you do it all to its potential, it's great. But man, did we overthink that thing?
That's become a hurdle, like a real detriment to wanting to do ATI. You're like,
I gotta move the wall.
I gotta move a wall.
I gotta move a wall.
Like
it's like
a rain day when you want to go to the gym.
Yeah,
I can't do it today.
I can't possibly go outside. Yeah, it's like a fake Manhattan wall on wheels. You know, it's just like, but it's a microcosm. It's symbolic of the whole thing where it's like, you just don't need all. But anyway, it's nice and cleaned up. We're back. Corduroy boys today.
Yeah.
Matching corduroy is a tough look for the boys.
I disagree.
I think it looks good, but it's I think it's a little funky when two guys are wearing corduroy.
I think we got
This happened to me this weekend. I came downstairs. One of my boys had corduroy on. I had corduroy on, and then we had three other guys. It's like it's rather we all corduroy up or nobody corduroy.
Nobody corduroy.
You can't have two guys
one or five.
I think corduroy is a popular enough material. I remember Dana Beers recently tweeted a picture of 5 dudes at a bar all in leather jackets. That's too much. I think cord you're okay.
I feel like cord is a little bit rare in the grand scheme of things. There's jeans and khakis and chinos, the khaki umbrella, that world. And then down the road there's the corduroy.
Really? I have a lot of corduroy.
Yeah, but you're weird. You're not
I think this is my 6th pair of corduroy pants.
I have a lot of corduroys. I just don't wear them. I get a lot of pants and I just don't wear them. I just keep to my rotation.
It is actually crazy when you go through your wardrobe and you're like, I wear everything 3 times a season.
Right. It's like I don't need any of this. But anyway, the real reason I wore this is I wore this to the I had my 20th fucking high school reunion this weekend, which was it was a great time. But leading up to it, I was like, I'm gonna die soon. My life is legitimately over at this point.
I feel like I had my 15th forever ago.
Really?
I've never. I went to the grade above me 5th. Grade above me's 5th.
That is hard to say.
And I don't think I went to my 5th, and then I haven't been.
5th is stupid. In hindsight, it's like we were all hanging out with each other still. It's like this is dumb. But you're still in party mode, so it's just an excuse. But there's no reuniting really going on. So I remember feeling seeing people who have their 20th anniversary for college, high school, I don't know, whatever reunion, 20 years, being like, you're fucking ancient if you have a 20-year reunion. I guess I feel like more 25 is what I hear more often than 25.
I feel like I remember my dad's 20th.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
College. He didn't go, but I remember the invitation and him being like, I'm not going to
fuck that. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. So you did not go to any of your reunions?
I didn't. I might have been around because it was in Newport. No, I might have been around and might have seen them out at bars for my 5th. I think I went and did shit. I was
you obviously haven't had your 20th yet.
No.
Will there be one? Is there someone in your grade who'll organize and stuff?
I don't know.
Would you go if there is one? I think
probably. I'm not against it.
I would say this after having gone. I never doubted going. I was like, I'm gonna go. I liked a lot of the people I went to school with.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's any, unless you I don't know, unless it has gone really south and you're really embarrassed or whatever. I think you should go because I went and my school's a little bit different from people. If I had 1,000 people in my class, I maybe wouldn't go because it's I'd probably just pair off and hang out with my friends, and that's what we do anyway.
Right.
I had 120 people in my class total, and of that, I think the RSVP list was 80 something, and I think 60 something showed up. So we just filled out a room.
Yeah.
And I was able to hang out and see and talk with literally everybody, and it was great. It was I remember a bunch of people I forgot, a bunch of people I haven't seen. Great conversations with people I never really did have conversations with in the first place. And I walked out of there feeling I was in the moment, I was emailing the girl who organized it. And I was like, can you send out an email and everybody can put their social media on it? I want to keep in touch with everybody. And that's the
You sent that?
Yeah.
Afterwards?
Yeah. And
that's crazy.
And then it was within, it was probably the same night of, I was like, oh, it's great to talk to this person, that person. And I'm sure within 2 days, I'll never talk to these people the same way again. But in the moment, I was it was good for me who doesn't, I'm always, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, and I did it, and I was like, that was awesome.
Yeah.
There's a lot of awesome people. Like, a lot of people did a lot of interesting shit, a lot of funny memories, too. There's this guy unlocked this one memory for me. We had one teacher, an English teacher, who was awesome. He was the man. And he was so much so the man that we basically let him get away with just kind of being a pervert.
Every school's got that. Okay. Oh, yeah.
And so we had a senior talent show, which in hindsight was pretty fucking funny for, like, a bunch of amateur, like, high school kids who don't know what they're doing. I probably wouldn't put it on today and think it's funny, but in the moment, it was like we wrote sketches, we had, like, dances, we did routines, we had dialogue, we did it all. But we had a sketch. I played the teacher, and 3 girls in my grade, like 3 like the hottest chicks in our grade, just dressed up in like Britney Spears schoolgirl outfits, walked out like flaunting it on stage, like one at a time, being like, "Hi, Mr. Smith." And I was like, oh my God, like gawking at him. And then at the end, because he was fat, I drank a bag of sugar. And it was signed off on. The crowd laughed. The parents didn't care. I don't even think the teacher cared. It was nuts. I was like, I don't know what's crazier. The fact that he did that we did that like you guys got up on stage and did that, and then I was like, yeah, come here, give it to me. Or the fact that like not a parent said a word. Nobody was like, wait a second, like that's my daughter and she's in his class. Like, what? Fucking crazy.
That is that. I feel like every school does have one of those, and it is funny that like 10 years ago we just joked about
all of it.
Everyone was fine.
And I don't know, everybody, everyone's
20
like,
years ago, yes.
Everybody's like, it's like good old days. And I'm like, I don't know. It was fun to joke about. Life was certainly easier. There were no protests at school. There was no worrying. There was no nothing. You just sent your kids to school and you cross your fingers. It was okay. And like 99% of the time it was. But I don't know if it's like good that we just had like open perverts in school.
I mean, like, it's crazy, but I bet every school, everyone can have like be like, yeah, I know that teacher.
Yeah, totally.
he
was a great teacher.
I
learned
he was
so
my favorite
much
teacher.
from him. I actually remember the word lascivious because afterwards I said, "What'd you think of the skit?" And he was like, "It was a little lascivious, but
What's lascivious?
It means like a little too like,
a little on the nose."
No, it was like a little like I think like perverted, a little like.
You're like, yeah, I
debauchery.
agree.
Like, yeah, like, that was the point, bro. Good, we nailed it. But I mean, it was funny. Like, some people just got fucking trashed. There was one dude I heard his wife. It was no plus ones were allowed. Wives, husbands, girlfriends, boyfriends, like nobody.
That's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. At first, I think a lot of people do like only spouses. But I think it should be nobody because, first of all, it becomes a whole fucking production. Money, space, whatever. We just rented out the room that, like, all the high school, all the Sweet 16s were in. It was, like, the same fucking room that we partied in for 16th birthdays we were in for this. So we didn't do it, like, fancy. It was just whatever. And then it's, you're just about the class, and you can kind of, like, you don't have to put on a show for, like, oh, my wife, hey, guys, like, my wife does not know that I, you know what I mean? Like, you can do whatever you want. But this one,
my wife thinks I was a hot shot.
Or
yeah.
Or like she doesn't know that we like used to booze and party, whatever. But this one guy's wife, I heard, called him for 2 straight hours just on repeat, and he didn't pick up once. Fuck yeah, hell yeah! I told you I'm going to the reunion. I'll be back tonight. Fuck you. But it was.
I'll turbo call you till you die, bitch.
It was a good scene though. It was fun. I can't. I don't know what other high school experiences are like. I don't know whether they're like if it's different sizes in different places, if it's the same. But if you are on the fence about going, I would absolutely go to it.
Yeah,
it's so lame to say no to those things. I tweeted. I said, my high school reunion's tonight. And I made a joke like on the way home I'm gonna grab a coffin because I'm almost dead. And the first reply was this guy I went to high school with, which is so weird. We follow each other on Twitter. I have never seen a tweet of his ever, but on the night of the reunion, he was the first reply, and so I clicked on his profile and I saw he tweeted and said, "My 20th high school reunion is tonight, but I'm not going because I don't live in the past. I only look to the future." And I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" Like what? It's so lame. You know what I mean? Unless you like, listen, if something went terribly wrong, you really don't look great, you really feel at your lowest, I understand not wanting to parade yourself out there and be like, look how far I've fallen. I get that. There are certain people for sure. But if you're like there was a moment where a lot of the talk was, I can't believe how good everybody looks. Like, everybody had hair, nobody gained weight, everybody looked like pretty much the same. And I was like, well, the people who didn't aren't here. I finally put it together. We're missing about 40 people. They're probably all fat and gross. But so I get that. But if not, like, I think it's lame to say no to that shit just because if you're worried or you didn't like I a bunch of people knew Barstool and that's cool and all. But even if I had a regular job or whatever, I would have gone. There's no like. Unless shit is really bad, I don't think there's any reason to say no. It's like, get over it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It didn't matter. It didn't matter that I was from Barstool and she's a corporate lawyer and nobody even talked about what their jobs were. Yeah. We just like started drinking and like reminiscing again. It had nothing to do with currently. It was all about back then. So who fucking cares?
I'm with you on that.
I walked out being like very happy I went, but I texted my mom and my sister. I have a group chat with them. Right before I went, I said my 20th reunion is tonight. Forgot to tell you guys. I'm going to see the whole gang, and I'm going. And my mom says to me, "Make sure you don't drink anything that's already been opened." And I said, "Mom, do you think I'm going to get roofied? I'm a 40-year-old man going to a high school reunion. You think I'm going to get roofied?" And she said, "I watch the news." She said, "I watch the news. People know that you've got money now. You've got to be careful." And so now I'm like, let's take this a step further. You think I'm going to get like roofied and like held for ransom or something? Yeah. They're going to somehow get money out of it? Not just sexual pleasure and murder? What is the steps here? And she texted me like in the middle of the night, like in the middle of the reunion, like, how are you doing? And I said, I'm good. It's great. And she wrote back, "Is this code?"
What?
Is this code? I mean, I think she was, at that point was somewhat joking, but she was like, "Is this code like when Chris Christie is standing with Donald Trump?" And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about anymore. You're crazy. You've gone crazy, woman. But, I mean, my mom being afraid I was going to get roofied at my reunion is a new one.
Held captive.
Bingo.
One of those, like, you wake up in the morning, you've been to like 7 ATMs. You're like,
right. That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, take $1,000 out at every ATM, and here you go. Steve from high school. There was one moment that was funny. This dude told me, he's like, I see things have gone well for you. And I was like, yeah. We start talking about it. He's like, I remember we were at Brian's house and you sat down with Mike and Tom and I was there and you guys laid out your plan. You were like, we're going to start this thing called Barstool Sports. And you know what I did? I just said, yeah. There's no way I could have looked that guy in the eye and said, "You completely fabricated that." So I just let that guy think that I came up with Barstool Sports in high school with two other friends. What's my alternative there? No, dude, that not even one shred of that happened. I didn't even know about Barstool in high school, dude. There was nothing.
I remember you sitting around starting that.
Yeah. Okay. Totally, man. I literally did just that. I was like, "Yep." Yep. And then I quickly was just like, "How about you?" And he's like, "I'm doing taxes or whatever." I'm like, "Okay." Cool.
Ever since then, it's just
Barstool
been great,
founder.
Dude.
Yeah, I remembered in that moment. I always follow your dreams. And shit. No, none of that is true. And the absolute highlight, they had one of those. Photo booths, and this girl was like, everyone's waiting to take group pictures, and this one girl hopped in alone and was like, hang on real quick, I need new headshots, and used that to get her headshots.
Really?
She because it's usually
that's like a toy.
Yeah. No, I mean, obviously it's not going great. She's looking to cut corners or whatever. And it was somewhat joking, but because usually it's a wide shot, so she moved all the way in and then got down, squatted down and made it so it was a headshot. I was like,
that girl's making a passport to kidnap you, having fake identity. You better watch your bank account, bro.
For real, it's all gone now. Did you see dude on the used to be on the Seahawks, got his identity stolen by his wife's new boyfriend? Ex-wife's new boyfriend? Earl Thomas. Earl Thomas'
Really?
ex-wife is now dating a dude who just took his picture, but all of Earl Thomas's information and like made an ID like that and took him for like $2.9 million.
Hell yeah.
I was like, dude, you know how fucking mad you got to be at your ex-wife if her new boyfriend runs you for a couple million?
I fucking told you that guy sucked.
Yo, for real. Like, that shit is messy anyway. And then he bought cars and property and just took out cash and shit.
That's got to be. What if your identity gets stolen by somebody who's smarter than you, and you're like, "No, I like what he did. I'll take it."
So like you catch him.
He's made some business investments. He's bought some property. Got a nice car too. You're like, "No, that's pretty good."
Yeah, you know,
it's like a personal shopper.
You should just get to keep all those things now. Right.
You should have the option. Like, yes, it can all be returned and soon. Blah blah. You can be like. No.
It's one of those things like Catch Me If You Can, where the FBI hired the guy.
Yeah.
You're now my business manager.
All right. Yeah, I'll be Bob. You're Earl Thomas from now on.
Dude, it would be
like he's just looking like, whose house is this? Like, it's Earl Thomas's. Like, this is a fucking nice house. All right, cool.
How many people out there do you think, if you gave them the option right now, they could start a new identity, start their life fresh? Would they take it or not take it?
No, very slim percentage.
You think so?
Yes. Like you're talking like WITSEC or just like how?
What's up?
Like witness protection? Like you're gone?
No, like if you could just it's a genie. You're gonna have a new name, start fresh, whatever. I guess you could just do that if you want to do that. I mean, anybody with like family and kids. Well, actually, some people sick enough with family and kids are probably like, yeah, give me that shit. But
I don't think many people. I think
you think people are happy with their lives?
I think people are
or they're like too lazy to like start it all over.
Moderately happy with their lives, but I still think most people aren't ready to give up on a dream. And
well, I'm thinking of this more as like I can like start my dream now. Like I've gotten into this like.
But I think you kind of feel like you cheated it. If you're like no, I can
still do
it.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily your dream as in like you're going to become a professional athlete or whatever, but like your dream I think changes as time and it's always changing to become more attainable and like you hope it meets somewhere.
You meet the middle. Your dream comes down, you go up.
Yeah, it's not your childhood dream, but you have like this
goal,
vision for your future where you're like I think I can do it.
Yeah.
And I think most people probably will still want to get that.
What's funny coming from the reunion is like everybody. Like, there was weird kids, dumb kids, clowns, geniuses, you know? And, like, I don't know. We were all in the same relative spot. You know what I mean? It was like, that kid, like, I thought he was a fucking lunatic. And he's just got, like, 2 kids and, like, runs a fucking, like, car dealership or something. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, everybody just kind of evens out eventually. But, anyway, yeah. So I'm fucking 40 almost.
Did you get your email list?
I don't think she did.
No, she's like he's not gonna want this.
Yeah. There's like 3 people I really mean. You know? There's like 3 people that I'm like, there was like 3 people that I like forgot about existed, and I was like, you guys are very pleasant people.
Yeah.
You know, and the rest, it's like, yeah, I mean, you're fine, but we didn't talk for a reason. So
you wanted everyone's like Twitter, Instagram.
That was my idea. Was like send that out. So if people want it, you like if I have 3 people, you have 3 people.
You just looking to get followers. Yeah, you're like I can pick up 55 followers.
60 more people, bro. You know what I fucking do, by the way? Fuck Instagram right in its stupid face. Fuck Zuckerberg right up his dumb asshole. There needs to be like a government injunction on these social media platforms because like shadow banning and shit is just like you're fucking with people's businesses. Yeah. It's like my video views are like through the roof. Like they've like recently just tripled and not a single new follower. That's not possible.
No.
And it's like and if it was just like, hey man, like your videos aren't doing well and you're not getting followers, I'd be like, whatever. but it's working well. And I know some monkeys back there just going, oh, you got this many new followers. Boop, 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 boop. Nope, now you're still even. And it's like, stop fucking with my shit, man. Why? Like,
do you think
that would be like if back in the day, like at the end of the fucking work week, somebody just comes into the register and like takes half the money, and it's like, nope, you stayed even. Like, you did all this work. You're doing well. You have this many customers, but we're just going to keep you. Nope, no growth for you. What? Why do you even do it? Why does fucking Meta give a shit that I...
Are they eliminating, like fake accounts?
Miraculously, the exact number of followers I get every day, within 5 to 10, I have the exact same loss of followers every single week.
Really?
So I don't know how they do it. If they're eliminating bots, if they are just literally pushing buttons to just change the number on display, I don't know. But I just, it's like, and then every now and then, if I go like really viral, like the submarine thing, I had like 3 videos, I had like millions and millions and millions. So many more people were seeing me and following me. They like let it slide because they're like, it would be so obvious.
Yeah.
But this is enough that it's just like, oh no, I don't know. A bunch of people unfollowed you, the exact same number that did follow you. Fucking assholes. I'm lucky enough that like we have the company, but if you're solo and you start your career based on your accounts, and then all of a sudden they just shut your shit down.
Yeah, I remember that was always
you're fucking with my business.
A sticking point throughout Barstool, be it like it was like before back in Milton, and then it was like owned and operated was always
come
like,
to our website.
That can
they can't change the rules. They
right.
can't. I mean, I think we were, and probably are, the last that still does that. Like, I mean, obviously traffic is down, but we're probably still way higher than.
Well, both sites are just gone now. Like, yeah, you're right. Like, they just cease to exist.
Yeah, right. You don't even have a webpage anymore. Yeah, but what would have been nice is like if we had the technology and the balls and the time and the money to like start our own type of social media like 10 years ago. And it would have sucked in the beginning, but like maybe by year 10 there would be like a decent amount of people on, like a Barstool version of Twitter or something like that. And then it's just like we have.
That was Twitter for a while.
Just Barstool?
Like, I feel like the only people who used it were Barstool people.
Well, I remember being like, we put all our eggs in the Twitter basket, and it didn't work. Yeah. And then Twitter had like this little uprising in the last couple of years, but it wasn't really a good version.
Yeah.
But I figured it's getting more attention. Like, no such thing as bad publicity. More people will be on it. More people will use it. I don't know, like Tucker Carlson, when he got like 100 million views, everyone's like, people are going to take their content just to Twitter.
Well, because
I was like, now's our time to shine. But no.
That was Twitter clearly fudged those numbers like Instagram does with the opposite with you. Where they were like, we'll just fucking jack these up. Absolutely
crazy. I heard a rumor that Rogan might do Twitter. I can't imagine that. But when that dude's contract comes up, and I think he's just going to go back to being solo, and I would imagine just go back to YouTube. I think we're going to see a lot of views.
For Rogan?
Yeah.
I would think so.
I think like the return of Rogan to YouTube is going to be a big one.
Yeah.
Big one. People talk about the bump that Rogan used to give you before and after going to Spotify. I think he wants that back. That to me would be the one thing, like, you got like $1 bajillion and all that stuff, but the Rogan effect was like, if you come on my show, I am a kingmaker.
Yeah.
And then that just kind of disappeared. I would want that back. That's fucking awesome. Like, I think just, you grace me with your presence and your whole life changes. That's fucking sick. Anyway, last thing, while I'm talking about that, I saw a clip of Kirk talking to Jared about Alex Cooper and how of course he didn't like the way we interviewed her and all that shit. And
Kirk didn't?
Yeah, he was like, that interview. He's like, boy, can Barstool Pat give a good blowjob. Blah, blah, blah. And I kept saying to Alex, like, people are calling you the new Oprah. And I say that a little bit tongue-in-cheek, more so that, like, I'm like, other people say that about you. Yeah. But, and so Kirk brought that up. But I started to think about it. I was kind of like, but I think she is.
I guess I don't even really know what the old Oprah is. Obviously, it's Oprah.
That's what I mean.
I don't really know what Oprah did.
Like, that's what I mean. I think it's just like you're talking about a woman with a talk show that has extreme influence.
Yeah.
Like, I think Alex Cooper and Unwell Media will probably be like $1 billion entity at one point. And like, she's, I don't know, whatever the new form of Oprah's fucking talk show is what she does. It's kind of crazy. It's like
she does more emotional interviews, right?
Yeah, but that's kind of what...
I don't know. I have
yeah, like Oprah, I think, while Alex Cooper's talking about, like, sucking dick, I think Oprah was talking about, like, I don't know, bettering society or some shit. But Alex is, like, moving that direction. Also, the world is moving Alex's direction, so... but I think, like, she's starting at the very beginning of having, like, a media company that she will be the top of, which will probably, I really think, be, like, $1 billion thing. And then she'll have a talk show where she gives out fucking cars to people, like all the things, all that shit's like very attainable. It's kind of, I was saying the Oprah thing as a joke, but then when Kirk was like kind of rolling his eyes about it, I was like, well, I don't know. I guess the question would be, pick another woman who's going to be the most influential female in media. It's going to be her.
Yeah.
Right? Like she'll be the biggest thing in female media. So. You missed a good one on that one.
I remember I didn't buy Wi-Fi on my flight. We were out to Chicago, and I landed and I texted from you like holy 25 minutes with Alex, and I was like, I have no idea.
Yeah, that was a poorly worded text.
And I was like, what? But never in a million years did I think you were referring to Alex Cooper.
Crazy. Yeah, it is funny. I said last episode when you weren't here, like once I realized that there was a documentary camera crew following her around, things started to click a little more.
Yeah. That was when I landed in Chicago and Dave was like, were you in the office for Alex? And I was like, do you know how time works? It's 4 p.m. in Chicago, dude. Like, what do you mean? Was I in the office?
She's like still at the office right now, dude. I'm several states away from her. That is a funny thing.
But I don't think you had told me. Maybe you had, maybe you hadn't. But he was like, yeah, she got a whole documentary. And I was kind of like, that.
And I'll tell you what, that documentary, I said it again on last episode, is very much female in the workplace. You got treated differently because of your gender. Barstool's you overcame Barstool's misogyny, which is so fucking gay.
It's interesting. I know you guys touched on this when you talked, but like, it's hard to be a female in the workplace when you don't come to the workplace.
Was it hard to be a female? Was it hard to be a female not in the workplace? That's what I should have said. That's fucking great, man. I did when I asked her. I said, have you had any contact with Sophia? I was like, I gotta get that soundbite. And she said, nope, nothing. And then she said, there's really nothing to discuss. I said, I bet Sophia disagrees, bro. I think there's plenty of things to discuss. You just don't want to discuss them.
Yeah. We got nothing to talk about.
Yeah, that's going to be the all-time bag fumble. But it was like no way. I just don't think that was the one scenario where like it all broke that way. I feel like if they stayed together, it doesn't.
Oh, I completely agree.
Like it all kind of fell into place that way. So, let me tell you about Factor meals. Okay, throw out the ad copy. I don't even care. Factor was a sponsor of Surviving Barstool, and I got my first taste of Factor meals, and I haven't stopped since. Factor is a lifesaver. I filled out the questionnaire. I said that I like steak. I said that I like salmon. I don't really need breakfast meals as much. They sent me everything. I got jalapeno lime chicken. I got all these different variations of filet mignon coming with different types of potatoes and different seasonings, rosemary and reduced wine. I got the Baja salmon. And I don't know how they do it because it's microwave, but it's delicious. The chicken is tender. The meat is cooked perfectly. I'm like, how is fish in the microwave good? I don't know, but it is. How do you microwave this filet mignon and not have it come out overcooked and like bark on a tree? I don't know, but they do it. It is perfectly cooked, perfectly seasoned. The flavor comes out. All you got to do is poke a couple holes in the plastic over the top. 2 minutes in the microwave, and you have yourself a phenomenal meal. And on top of it, most of them are like 3 times as much protein as it is carbohydrates, so it's good for you on top of a lot of that. They have a party dip that's a buffalo chicken dip in one thing and a spinach artichoke dip in the other. I mean, whether you're snacking or eating, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Factor has you covered. I'm about to ask them to like be my permanent meal source, my permanent food source. and just give me Factor meals like every single day of the week. Head over to factormeals.com/KFC50 and then use code KFC50 to get 50% off. That's KFC50 at factormeals.com/KFC50. You can pick all your meals, all your flavors, all your styles. I cannot recommend it enough. All right, anyway, what do you got for us today, Johnny? Open that book up, that book of horrors. What's in there today?
Oh, wait, I guess this kind of pairs with Alex. I recently discovered, I think, my calling.
Ooh. Your calling, as in your professional calling, your personal calling?
Professional.
Professional.
I think I found my ideal job.
You currently don't have it.
I thought I did, and then I just thought of this, and I was like, fuck, I would be so good at that.
Oh, okay. Pray tell.
Beloved, successful podcast host's spouse.
Oh, that's a good one.
I think I would
crush that.
I think I'd be so good at that.
Crush that. They would be like, he is so cute and funny.
Like, oh, hey, girls. Like, I don't even know what this is about. Like, yes.
Play dumb the whole time.
Dude, I don't know. Like you separate whites and colors. I think I'd be fucking. They like, oh, John, he's so dumb. I think I would
He's
be
so dumb, but in a lovable way. Yes, you have like one good clip with like the kids or the puppy or the whatever.
I think it was a combination of things I've seen throughout the weekend where you sent me the Travis and Jason Kelsey clip.
Yep.
And then I saw Girls Gotta Eat. I think Ashley has her boyfriend on the podcast for the first time. And I was like, I'd fucking nail this, dude.
That is where guys like us have existed.
Yeah.
You know, like your friends' moms are always like, "Oh, you're a rascal," but they kind of like you.
Bro, just the other
Teachers
day,
are
Dante put up a picture of me and him at that Chicago thing, and he put like, I think he called me the original John Boy because that's his new bar in Chicago.
Yeah.
And my friends, I just like reposted it, and my friend's mom replied, "You're my original John Boy."
Yeah,
I got it right. I am.
Totally. That is a great role to play,
dude. You do
It's
the
so
double
easy.
hand wave when you sit down. Hey, girls. I pretend I don't know it's successful. Like, I don't even know what you guys do over here.
What is this called? You're on Twitter. What is this?
Basically, the '90s sitcom wife.
Yeah,
that's what I'd be good at. That's where it's like, what are you rascals getting up to today?
And you'd have a stupid nickname. You know what I mean? Like, they would call you like the Hub or something like that. Yeah, Jessica's Hub is just like
Dude,
darling.
If there is anyone out there, any women out there who have a very successful podcast and are looking to add a character.
Dude, I'm telling you though, the new world is probably like manufacturing that, which is sick to think.
Yeah.
But I bet you there is some single girl out there whose manager is like, okay, you've made it, like, but what we need now is the boy. Like, you know.
It's happened in media forever. Yeah. You need, the PR couples and things like that.
Why not? Why not you?
Don't get me wrong. We'll have to scrub all of this because I can have no idea what a podcast is. Like, I don't even know what this is. But
act a little goofy, but dress a little like do actually everything you already are. It's like he's like stylish. Yeah. Like he doesn't know what's going on. It's like got a dad bod, but he's like strong. Yeah, you'd be perfect for it.
Okay, good. I'm glad you said dad bod thing. So this weekend, I journeyed up to Maine, and I went and got I went to Tony Shirt Makers.
This is crazy, by the way. Do you know about Tony Shirt Maker, Paps?
Yeah, it's insane.
Insane. And he just gives you whatever he wants, right?
No. So
you have a say. Okay.
I went up.
I thought it was like soup Nazi, like you get what you get, and that's all you get.
It's Tony Shirt Makers is he's the man. He's a guy from Staten Island, actually, really great guy. And
I would not have guessed that. Is he like, hey, how you doing, Staten Island guy?
No, not like that. But I
thought he was like a crunchy granola. Like
no, he's from Staten Island. He was like, you can post anything here, so I don't think I'm speaking out of school here. I'm just saying. I'm sure it's in the article. But he's a Staten Island guy who moved to Maine during the pandemic. According to the Wall Street Journal, he's arguably the best tailor in America. And
now, is a tailor also creates clothes? Or he literally just alters other people's clothes?
No. He creates. It's all
got it. All
created.
original shit.
Yes.
Okay.
I know tailors obviously also do that, but no, Tony Shirt Makers makes shirts. Everything. It's him and his wife Laura up in Maine, and so me and my brother got me for my birthday like a commission. He does mostly custom commissions on his website. He has some ready to wear stuff, but it's mostly just custom shit. And so I went up there.
Tell me he was like laughing about your. Go ahead, sorry.
And he was like, so we get in there, and my brother's got fucking sketches and fucking like, now I emailed you this and I emailed you that, and like,
and this is all to create a shirt, right?
I went with a barn jacket.
Okay, but one garment.
Yeah,
got it.
He makes like 12 garments a month.
Wow,
which is
so these are like the big deal.
Nuts.
How does he even like get found out as like the best tailor?
I don't know.
Like you probably open up a shop, right? And then like that town is like, this guy makes great shirts.
Well, no, he moved to Maine in the pandemic. He was in New York. He was in Brooklyn.
But you open up shop. Like, at some point in New York, you open up a shop and you're like, and everyone's just like, he's that good.
Yeah.
Like you get national. I guess like anything else, but it's just funny that like the way you cut shirts or whatever is that different.
Bro, I was like putting on shirts he's already made there. I was like, this is the most amazing piece of clothing I've ever put on my life.
Really? It feels that different?
It feels that different.
Isn't that so stupid though? Like we've talked about this before with T-shirts, where like if you want a nice T-shirt, it's like $80 or $90, and most people's heads explode over that. They're like, my T-shirts cost $7. It's like, but your T-shirts look like they cost $7. But why can't, I don't know, the ones that are $7 are cut like this, and the ones that are $90 are cut like that? Why can't you just cut them all? Like what makes that one? Or do they do that on purpose? Like if you want a nicer one, it's
I would think it's a part of the. I obviously don't know, but the material and the time it takes to go into it. One thing I learned was that. So anyway, it's my brother had all this stuff, and I was like, we didn't talk about it in the car. It was 4 hours. So I took a train to Massachusetts, and then me and my brother drove 4 hours to Maine in the morning. We were there for like an hour and a half. Drove 4 hours back. We left our house, or we left my family's house at 8 a.m. Got there around noon. Got back to my family's house around 6. So it was like a 10-hour day for like an hour and a half of like meeting for sure. But he was like, all right, and John, like, what are you thinking? And I was like, but as my brother was explaining everything, I was like, dude, we had a 4-hour car ride up here. You didn't tell me.
I didn't prep me for
You had a bunch of shit. I had my phone. I could have done some stuff. Like, in 4 hours.
So that was for his.
That was for his, yeah.
And you were, oh, no.
And then he was like, Tony was like, John, what do you want? And I was like,
Classic.
I didn't know we were doing this. I was like, Tony, what are you in the mood to make? And he was like,
I kind of like that, though.
He's like, actually, I've been doing these things with like floating pockets. I was like, done. Let's do that.
Yeah.
So I got a barn jacket, like a new style barn jacket with floating pockets.
What is a floating pocket?
It's just kind of like it sticks out.
Got it. This would be great, by the way, for your podcast husband bit. And he didn't even prepare.
Yeah.
He went all that way, and he didn't even know what shirt he wanted. And the girls go, oh, my God.
And it was amazing. It was cool. We went through fabrics, and it was like a really cool experience. And but then we were just talking, and we're talking about pants, because he had a great pair of pants on. I was like, did you make those pants? And he's like, yeah. I was like, do you make pants? And he's like, I'm thinking about getting into it, blah, blah, blah.
Shirt maker, he's not a pants
maker. Yeah. he's like, it's really hard to make pants, because like you really need everyone's sizes. And he's explaining how like most shirts you can kind of like this fits.
Ballpark a little bit.
Yeah. He's like, if you wear a pair of pants that fits, you're like, I cannot wear another pair of pants. He's like, if it fits your thighs and your ass and this, you're like, I need
all the time. Yeah.
I need this exclusively. And he was like, what size pant are you? And I was like, probably like a 34. And he just chuckles and goes, yeah, good for you. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, you are not
a 34.
I was like, no, like I'm literally wearing like a 34. He's like, no, I know you are, but just like
you are not.
Just
you're not supposed to be.
Not what size you are.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you?
I've kind of always thought that too.
Bro, do you know what size waist I am?
You're thick, bro. You're probably like a 42.
41.
Dude, I've always thought that. Like, you are a fucking solid brick of stone.
When he was making my shirt, he's like, I'm probably gonna
good for you.
Yeah. He was making my shirt. He's like, I'm probably gonna add about a half inch in the front. And I was like, why? He's like, it's just supposed to hang a little more. And I was like, he's like, and when you have the same material on the front and back, like sometimes it doesn't add up. And as you're saying that, you kind of went like this. And I was like,
but you're not fat. You're not. You are.
But
just...
my brother chimes in. He goes, yeah, you got a bit of a tummy. I was like, bro, what's fucking happening here?
No, you are a barrel. You are a barrel of a man. And there are definitely times where if we get something that is like remotely the same size, I'm like, how is this possible? You are a pillar of stone. 40. I think that's a lot of people though. I bet you.
No, it's what he said is that it's when pants became mass produced. It's literally just vanity. People don't like buying their number.
Yeah,
and I was like, God damn.
Well, they did it with chicks.
I used to tease girls that were like size zeros and stuff, and like. I didn't realize that we were all so guilty of it. So I apologize to all women that I did not know vanity sizing was a thing in men. And I'll be honest, now that I know, I'm happy it does because
if you were a 41, you'd
41 sounds a lot different. Now, to be fair to me, the 41 measurement was over my belt, and he's like, maybe you're a 40. And I was like, man, I'd really like to be 39.
Three handle. Have you ever heard of I'm trying to find it. The Great Male Renunciation.
Of course I have the 1860.
Dude, that is so cool. I just learned about that the other day. Where they just said, fuck it, we're not dressing like chicks anymore.
Yeah.
Arguably, the most...
Was it the 1860s?
No, I think it was before that.
1820s maybe?
It was in the end of the 18th century. So
1860s it started.
17. Wait, how does that work again?
I could have sworn it was 1860s. I feel like it's 1860s. I wouldn't just make that number up.
1840.
Okay, that's close.
The movement in America, the mid 18th century means 1700s, right? We're in the 21st century now. So 18th and 17th.
Yeah.
So 1700s. It started in France during the French Revolution.
The Western was the 1860s.
It is the declaration of we are no longer. You look at all the old paintings of famous people in France and the kings and all that shit, and they all dress like chicks, and they have wig. It was Ben Franklin took the wig off. Yeah. That was the first. They were like, he was like, I'm not doing this shit anymore, which is pretty gangster. He's like, I'm dying of fucking syphilis. I don't need this wig anymore. But it was the end of men dressing like women, and they instead concentrated on plain clothes and dressing like utilitarian, whatever you.
Now, also to be fair, very largely that was the royal class. That was not the
average person wasn't
common man. Wasn't
right, they were already dressing like a fucking blacksmith or a farmer or whatever. But the fact that for the rich people that changed. Yeah, and then it changed to dark colored or black clothing became the standard for men, and the renunciation. High heels were out by the 1740s. Tight-fitting breeches that suggested better tailoring and accentuated the strength of the male figure were replaced by pantaloons, and all the wigs and all that shit were. That's probably a little bit American Revolution too, right? We're not doing it like they do it. I feel like we changed everything over here. Fuck you guys, we're gonna do the opposite of you. But if that doesn't happen, and the world continues that way, I mean, imagine if all the popular, important and influential and famous dudes were just running around dressing with wigs and big ball gowns and shit like that.
To an extent, they are.
If the Harry Styles of the world.
If you're looking at the cultural aspect of it rather than the ruling aspect, you can go back to the rock bands of the 60s, 70s, they dressed like women.
Yeah, but I'm thinking more men in suits as opposed to if the president was just coming out.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
A big poofy fucking Cinderella dress, and it's I'm a rich man. That's what we do. That's one of the biggest. I think you obviously knew that. I don't think most people would know the Great Renunciation.
No.
But that's probably one of the things that affects your life the most.
Yeah.
Is that back in 1800s, some guys eventually just said, we ain't dressing like chicks anymore. Just fuck it. I'm sure there is something biological at some point where some dude was taking off a dress and then a corset and whatever they were wearing. He's like, fuck this shit. I am not doing it anymore. And there was probably some, the wife's friends were going, he's so silly.
You gotta be so bored. Don't you miss it a little bit, guys?
No.
Don't you miss that? Like,
no.
I'm dressing up. It's fun to play dress up.
I think it's hard to play dress up. I think it's easy for you, and it's hard for most people. Because if you dress up, you're taking a chance and like putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
And if you do it wrong, you get made fun of.
But then you do it wrong, and you're like, I tried today. I'll wear something different tomorrow.
Most people can't do that. Most people can't take an L like that and just be like, it's okay.
But you're right. This was a little extreme. Now you gotta temper it back a little bit.
Most people. That's why whenever we talk to the comics, I'm always like so flabbergasted. Where I'm like, you just continued to fail like every night for 10 years, and you're okay with that. If I fail, once,
even that,
I'm like, nope, not doing this anymore.
It's like in doing anything where you're like, I'm sure comics went through it where you failed, but you were like, but this little part worked. Yeah. And then you're like, okay, so I'll work on that little part. And then like you put on clothes and you're like, all right, I missed with the shirt, but the pants worked, and I'll try that with something else now. And
speaking of art,
I got something speaking of art too.
Red Zone for Coming is literally internet art.
That
is maybe the funniest concept I've seen on the internet in a long time.
That's a Nick Tarani special right there.
That is a really, really funny skit.
Dude, Nick, that was... First of all, we have added Nick and KB to Out of Order.
That's like grabbing,
humongously
that's
huge.
super team shit.
Yeah.
That's like getting Durant and fucking...
Easy.
Huh?
Easy. Most of the teams didn't work, right? I don't know. Who's the other guy they picked up on the Warriors? Let's go with that one.
I was trying to find like a big four. The only thing I came up with was like the Celtics. Rondo, Pierce.
Well, a big four is just a good team. Yeah. Like the Bulls in the 90s had fucking like 6 good guys, Eventually you have a good team.
Yeah. So I was very nervous to call Nick and like, do you guys want to do this? And he's like, yes. And I was like, yes.
That's how it should be, man. The fact that you were nervous to say it and they were probably like, we wanted to ask a long time ago. It's fucking crazy, man.
But that was... the hardest thing in Red Zone for Coming that I realize will be, again, it's a champagne problem, but like an issue going forward is filming with Nick is so hard because he's so funny.
Yeah, he's
and
very
like
good at
everything he says just is like so
his delivery,
goddamn funny.
Voice.
It's like when he stopped. Like, do you remember the only I keep thinking of when we were filming and he was like we were in the conference room and he was just kind of like fiddling with that. Like, it's just the hole that the cords go through for, like, the phones. And he's just fiddling with it. And it looked like he was fingering it. And then he was like, fuck it. And then he talked about, he was joking about someone walking by and him being naked with his dick just sticking through and being like, Nick, is that you? He's like, no, is that your dick? It's not mine. Like, as I'm saying this, none of this makes sense. But in the moment, it was the funniest thing I'd ever heard. And
bro, I got to give it to the other guys. I'm always so impressed. Like, you guys we now know can all, like, act. But... like Jeff D'Lo being like, I'm not.
Jeff D'Lo was great.
I'm not understanding. I don't quite get it. Explain it to me.
Jeff was.
You guys were so foul. Those clips were like all blurred out, but you still knew exactly what was going on. That interracial one, I was like, whoa.
The interracial one thing that I don't think we'll skip it. But the
say it.
It didn't. It wasn't like edited out because we were like, ooh, it's edgy. It was just like it didn't work that well. Was when we were like, go to the Giants. I was like, I'm feeling interracial points. Like, that's what I meant. And I was like, oh, I thought that's the Steelers.
That's in the end. That's in the post credits. Yeah,
that's great. That's awesome.
But then we had an Octobox, which didn't work with blurring because it was like started with the Octobox, and then we're like, let's go to the Octobox. And it was going to be 8 tentacles in one pussy.
That is a concept. To me, internet skits and sketch shows are about, like, it's like 90%. No, it's like 75% the concept and then 25% the execution. Because even if it's like the acting wasn't that great or whatever, just the thought of like someone being like, what what if you did Red Zone but for porn? It's like, that is so fucking funny that someone had that thought, even just, in the first place. But
I would say in my little, I guess we're probably coming up on a year now, like 10 months experience with it. The most important thing is the concept.
Yeah.
The second most important thing is Pavs and Owen.
Yeah, the like the way it looks.
It's insane.
It's crazy.
Like how they make conversations look.
They're
where
making movies.
Like it's, guess what? Like most of the time it is not as smooth as it looks.
Yeah,
but
I'm
like
sure.
Pavs and Owen like make it look like a comic.
But that's
I've learned that, like, again, I have very little experience, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But like, the most important part of any movie, show, whatever it is, that person is not on screen.
But then what happens is when you, like, I, even just doing commercials and little things, like, when I start to know how good they are, you kind of get more confident being like, this is gonna work out, and then you're more confident, so you do it in a way, or you take a chance, or as long as we get this, we'll be good. And then I think everybody gets better at it, because just knowing that you have this ultimate safety net of, like, even if this sucks, they will figure out a way to make it passable.
Yeah, right.
And if it's good, it'll be great. And if it's great, it'll be fucking legendary.
Because, like, watching, I'm like, that's from this take, that's from that take, that's from this take. And I'm like, how the fuck did he chop all that together and make it look like a real conversation?
I don't know how they... and that's all relatively... Can you imagine... Like, I was talking to the guys who were doing Survivor. Oh my God. Yeah. You guys have like 12 hours of 12 people for 5 or 6 days.
They're almost done with that.
And they were like, yeah, I was like, can I, let me tell you some things, because I know obviously you're not going to watch everything. And they were like, no, we're watching everything. I was like, no, you're not. You're fucking lying. No, you're not.
They were telling me one part the other day that I think was going to be very funny on camera.
I think there's going to be like dozens of legendary moments.
We'll cut this, but probably. But it's like Rob was just telling me, because he had me do like a drop for it.
Yeah.
Where he's like, it's this important meeting and everyone's talking and everyone's this. He's like, and you're sitting there and you can you're like nodding, but then you're like, you're never talking, and then your eyes start like glazing over a little bit, and you kind of keep looking off to the side, and then he's like, and you start looking more, and you're getting like a little interested in what's happening over there. And he's like, and it's just this really intense conversation about who to vote for. He's like, and everyone gets up and walks away, and you're still sitting there, and you just go, hey, are there any more of those cookies?
Bro, I think there's going to be so many moments that are so good for you of everyone else taking it way too seriously, and then like you being the comedic relief. Like, it doesn't matter. You are going to shine on that series, man. Shine.
He's like, no, everyone already left, but you're still like whispering, because you want to, I need more of those cookies. I was like, that's pretty funny. But speaking of art, I had another thing the other day that I kind of had a realization, I guess.
This should be good. A long dramatic pause like this. I know something colossally stupid is coming.
Do you ever think how lucky we are to have Hitler existed?
Yeah, here we go.
I knew it was going to be Hitler. I don't know why, bro.
It's always Hitler.
Bro, no, but here's
all
the deal.
roads lead back to Hitler.
Here's the deal, dude. It was I was watching a trailer for Masters of the Air, which is a new Austin Butler movie.
Yeah.
It's like everything awesome, we're killing Hitler.
Yeah.
What would we have done
World War II
if World War II
World War II was fucking
like
fire for the
entertainment. I'm obviously not speaking about the Jewish people and things like that. I'm clearly speaking about entertainment. What would have happened with entertainment?
Actually, it's a good question.
If World War II didn't happen.
Okay, so if there was no Hitler and no World War II, what would be entertainment's ultimate example of good versus evil?
We got nothing. It'd be like
no, but like I mean, what would like what?
Stalin's hair was too nice.
Like, I mean, it was probably like the American Revolution for a long time, right? At least in our world but that was not like good versus evil. That was like politics.
Yeah.
Know? Like, who is
they were trying to tax us.
I also think, you know what? I don't think there is an answer for that, because I think it's very interesting that
everything would probably end up being the God stuff.
But you know
why? Luckily, we had the
devil
incarnated, and we could do that.
movies, television, all of that started at a time when that shit, you know what I mean, was like they kind of were happening at the same time.
Yeah.
So like
it's also like the Revolutionary War, it's too old. World War II stuff you can do, and it's still modern enough.
Yeah.
Right? Where you're still like, it's like
you're not like talking
tanks
about,
and machine.
Well,
like,
yeah, if you're doing like
like
Genghis Khan, it's like, I don't know. That was like another planet, you know? But that shit was, you know, modern day. Like
it's still every great, like, and by great I mean like an epic. I mean, there's great, like, Olympus Has Fallen, but like epically great action movie or drama movie is World War II.
Yeah.
That's all we got. If it wasn't for World War II, Hollywood would be in shambles.
It probably would be. It probably would be God. It would be like all religion shit. It would just be like the devil,
right?
God versus the devil. Because that's really like it was like, oh, we have like that in human form. It's like
right.
This
That's
is fucking Satan on
If
earth.
that didn't happen at the time it happened, we like what would they be like in writers' rooms? Like who's the evil country? Like I don't know, Norway. like there's with Germany, we're really lucky Germany exists.
Yeah. What? There was like the
obviously
French
there's
Revolution.
a little Russia.
There was it was always like people rebelling against like a government. There was the empires, like Roman Empire. The Crusades is a big one.
Yeah.
The Crusade, what?
North Korea, but that's
new.
He keeps that under wraps too.
That's also
we
new.
don't really
age,
know
you
what he's doing over there.
And he's kind of funny.
People
laugh at him. I don't know. People are afraid of Hitler. They laugh at Kim Jong. I don't know. It is what it is.
But I'm just thinking of Napoleon too. That's coming out now. But like, even that's just like a small
even that's
guy.
like that's a little too old.
Yeah,
like it doesn't really. It obviously it translates to the screen in small doses. Yeah. But like without like you're not gonna go see a ton of Napoleon movies. You'll see the Napoleon.
But
movie.
even that, all of those things, it's like there is an epicness to what they were doing. They were conquering the world. There was violence. There was religion. There was whatever. But like even like if you look at fucking the American Revolution, it was about taxes.
Yeah,
it's not like this epic tale. It's like fucking stop taxing us. You know, this was like we have to stop this. Like he's he's evil, pure evil.
Yeah,
that does not really exist. Man, shout out to Hitler.
Yeah, it was like I was watching the trailer.
Greatest muse of all time.
Trailer looks great, but like there was like a line where he's like, "We got to go stop Hitler," and I was like, "Fucking right, you do."
Yeah.
But what would have happened?
Yeah.
Like it's all just comedy movies. Yeah. things are just great.
Well, you know what I think it was? I think it was a lot of like love, epic romance movies like that. You know?
Yeah. I'm sure
Kane?
we would have found things to make movies about,
but it wouldn't have hit. It wouldn't have slapped.
You need that tension of the evil.
It's just so
60 years later, 80 years later, he's still the guy.
It's so incomprehensibly evil. Like there's nothing that even came close.
Right.
That, you know? Like
I wonder what
even
like,
all of the terrible things that are happening in the world right now, Middle East now, 9/11, like all the modern shit. It is a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of what that guy was doing.
I'm trying to find. Nah, it's gonna be a hard Google search. It's not gonna be one I can do right away because like I'm trying.
How many movies are about?
Just like movies villains that were inspired by Hitler, but like everything's coming up is like obviously like fucking the dude from Inglourious Bastards, exactly. It's number one. And
you need like Star Wars is probably like some good and evil.
I thought that's what I was hoping to see that Vader was inspired by him.
I'm sure there's some level of that.
Yeah. Number 5, Dr. Joseph Mengele. Yeah, no shit, he was inspired by Hitler.
He was like Hitler's fucking employee.
Right.
That is an astute observation. It's kind of like how every pop song is about love. Every movie's about World War II.
Yeah. And they're all great. They're all great awesome.
Because there's just something inherently about like there really is just like good and evil in the world, you know? And it's never been on display. That was like fact is stranger than fiction sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like if you made a movie but prior to Hitler being like, we're going to have this guy slaughter millions of people, and you'd be like, I don't know, this is a little extreme. He did it in real life. I would say prior to him, though, it's... I don't know. It's probably like us. You know, we were probably the evil people. We were just writing the history books.
Are we the baddies?
Shout out to Hitler.
Shout out Hitler. Well, I'll say a few other things here I've thought of through the weekend.
I don't know about you. As I've gotten older, I've realized that I need to take my health more seriously and that I need to like take vitamins and get the right things in my body. And I don't know how to do that. So every podcaster has a plan. Every bodybuilder says to do this. Everybody has their own way to do it. Take all of that guesswork out with Ritual. They are the multivitamin company for men that is based on science to help you find the common nutrients and the diet that you need to level up and meet your goals. It's an all-around win. So figure out what's best for your body type, your diet type, your age, and Ritual will tell you the exact type of 2-a-day vitamins that help support your health with omega-3, DHA. It helps you with your muscle function, helps you with your immune system, vitamin D3. All of these little things with the right combination of the right vitamins can have a major impact. So it's all scientifically developed with high quality key ingredients that are clean and bioavailable forms. They are made traceable because where your nutrients come from is just as important as what they're for. So you know exactly where they came to be, who made them, who grew them. It's vegan friendly, non-GMO, sugar-free, gluten-free, major allergen-free, and their capsule has a delayed release designed to make you be gentle on an empty stomach and help you throughout the day. Minty essence in every bottle to help keep things fresh. Before you take your multis every single day, you can actually enjoy it. Essential for Men is a quality multivitamin from a company that you can actually trust. And get this, Ritual is offering my listeners 30% off for your first month. Go to ritual.com/KFC to start Ritual or add Essential for Men to your subscription today. That's ritual.com/KFC.
Oh, dude.
Bro, dude.
Okay.
Bro, dude.
Two quick things. One, no, never mind. We'll just do this one. You texted it to me. I can't believe it hasn't come up yet. The JFK thing.
JFK thing?
Yeah.
I texted you about JFK?
Yes, you did. JFK used to let his boy suck his dick. That's dope.
Oh, yeah. I gotta make a 1 minute man about this. JFK, his best friend was gay. And first of all, shout out to JFK. Shout out to Johnny Boy for like he still rolled with him. And you'll explain. We'll know why in a minute. But like back when it was like you're trying to be in politics, you have a gay best friend who's always around. That's the sort of shit that torpedoes your career back in the fucking 40s, 50s, 60s, you know? And he would
not for Lincoln.
Well, maybe so there's probably more of a precedent for this than you realize, but publicly Lem Billings is his name. John F. Kennedy and Lem Billings, which by the way, Lem Billings, rocket. Both of you guys were great. I mean, that picture's so funny. I'll send you this video, Pavs. Yeah. It is so fucking gay, but it's also kind of like boys being boys in like the 50s and 60s.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
They're in like, they're in there like.
Dude, you know how many pictures I have with the fellas? We can be like, these guys are gay.
They're so gay. Yeah. Billings told JFK about his romantic intentions toward him in a love note written in a piece of toilet paper at their elite Connecticut boarding school. The future president wrote back, "I'm not that kind of boy." But 1 point Billings confided that his relationship with the future president included oral sex with Jack always on the receiving end. So he was like, "Yeah, we can keep hanging out, and you can keep sucking my dick."
I like
that's incredible.
I like picturing him doing it as like a favor.
Yeah.
Where he's like
wait, Jack giving his dick up as a favor?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm also thinking of it as like, I'm having a fucking rough day. Somebody call Lemon here. I need some head real quick.
No, if he's like, Lem, you can't go out there. Everyone's homophobic. Stay inside. Suck my dick.
That's too dangerous. You got a perfect dick right here. Now you do me. No.
You got to be careful out there. They're beating gay people, Lem. Stay inside.
Now, I know some people would be like, if your best friend sucks your dick, you're gay. But that's not gay. JFK, it's not gay if your friend is like, I'm gay, and I love sucking dick, and you're like, I mean, you can suck mine. That's not gay.
He honestly probably wasn't. He's just being a bro. He's like,
he's helping other homies.
Don't
at a
tell
time when it's
anybody
hard,
that. They're going to beat the shit out of you.
Seriously, at a time when it's hard to get your dick sucked, I'll just graciously offer up mine.
Yeah. That's
being a pal.
JFK was like the broest bro of all time. Like before you could be gay, he was like, I'm cool with it. Don't tell anyone.
Suck on this dick. Just suck on this.
Just blow me.
And you know Lem was probably like, do you want to fuck me? He's like, no, just keep going. Just keep going. We'll do that next time, I promise.
I'm not
Bro
gay,
was
but...
fucking Marilyn Monroe and then getting his dick sucked by Lem. That is hilarious. What would you do if you met a guy and he was like JFK? He's like looks like JFK. He's fucking the man. He's the president. He's like the full package. And he's like, I had a friend who used to suck my dick.
Yeah, he's like, damn, I
wasn't prepared to answer that one today.
You have a clout in JFK?
Yeah, like I'm saying, like this guy is the full fucking package.
Yeah.
All good? Yeah. Is it still going on?
Oh, it's still going on. Well,
yeah.
that's,
What about that?
but he's still JFK, and I would.
Just like every now and then, like you're like, hey, where were you? And he's like, I was with Lem, and you're like, okay.
No, I don't think I could be cool with that.
What if you knew Lem and you really liked Lem? He's like one of the girls. It's like Lem is a delight. It's just every now and then he blows
Well, also,
your
like,
boyfriend.
is he? Then we're in competition.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Then you know who's the winner there? JFK.
JFK.
Yeah.
Always coming up JFK.
That's probably what he did. He was probably like you know, Marilyn pops her head up and he was like, it was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't like Lem, but the next time she's going down there, like
that's why JFK
animal.
popped the top down in Dallas. He's like, I haven't missed in 40 years. There's no way this goes wrong.
My life is awesome,
yeah, dude.
Nothing bad here.
I am filthy rich. I married up. I became a president. I've had my boy sucking my dick. Like, there's no way this goes awry.
Oh, it's so good. All right. Voicemails, and then who's our guest today? Do we have a guest? Steve-O. With a wild conversation with Steve-O. Yeah. This actually, in hindsight now, talking about World War II, JFK getting his dick sucked, the conversation we had with Steve-O, reunions, and all, like, this is what podcasting, this is a pure podcast. Before podcasts got like bastardized and just turned into like clips and monetization and money and stupid entertainment where it was like just fucking weird and interesting conversation. That's what this podcast is all about. But the conversation with Steve-O, I'll bet you any amount of money you want. There is no way you could guess what half of this conversation with Steve-O is about. No way. No chance.
It's about when we left the gold standard. Like, we said that with JFK.
We were talking about
JFK, with Steve-O.
Inflation with Steve-O. It is it's an interesting conversation. It's probably one you were not looking for to have with Steve-O, but kind of makes it all the more interesting. But the fact that that's the same guy who's also like, now fucking hit me in the head with this baseball bat. Crazy.
Dude, so we got a little time here. I was in Chicago, and this has been a thing that's happened to me a few times recently. I think I have to stop riding elevators with women.
That sounds bad.
Well, I saw
Jesus Christ.
a TikTok about like how you're supposed to ride an elevator with a woman.
Have I been doing it wrong?
Well, that was the thing. The answer is no. You haven't, because you've been being normal.
Right. You just like stand off to the side, like away from them.
But like now I have
head.
like the instructions, and so I don't know if I'm doing it right.
Give me the instructions.
So it's like, so first of all, you're supposed to hit your floor first, and then
ask her what she wants.
Yeah, and then like
so she can just
so like I guess it's so to keep them comfortable. And if you get on, you're just like, I'm going to your floor. Then they're like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Right.
And then like it's never let them get off first. You always get off first.
Right.
And because then they don't think they're going to get
followed.
Raped. Yeah. And I don't know. I just rode an elevator, blissfully ignorant all the time, and never thought about. Never thought about raping them, but just never thought about.
Right.
Never thought about fucking
one
making sure
the
they knew I wasn't gonna rape them.
Are we talking like just you and a woman in an elevator?
Yeah.
Okay. Because like I'm also like, if you're at the front, you get out first. If you're, you know what I mean? Like there's
right. No, it was just because we're in elevators a lot now. We travel and stuff like that. And
I get, if you get in an elevator, if you walk on an elevator, and a girl. Either way, if there's a girl on first, you walk on and it's like 10 and you just go, and you don't push a button either. It's gonna be weird. And then if you're like, after you, but that's a weird one too, because usually you're supposed to be like, girls go first.
Right.
But it's like, no, it's the same thing with opening, like going in the revolving doors. Like you go first, because then you push it for them.
Yeah.
So sometimes you're supposed to go second. But I can see where someone would be like, well, now I'm going to 9. Like, you can go to 10. Fuck you.
So, like, when we were in Chicago, we got to the hotel, like, kind of late, and it was probably, like, 10, maybe 9:30, whatever. And I got in an elevator, and I was just, like, it's almost like when someone sees, like when you meet an animal or a pet, and they're like, don't be scared. It knows you're scared.
Yeah,
and so, like, I know.
I'm not raping you. I'm not raping you. I'm not raping you.
Scared in the elevator. Like, I can feel them being weird.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the worst thing ever. like,
Bro, there is not a human alive more in their own head than John Feitelberg. Dude can't even get in an elevator anymore.
Because I'm like, I'll go, no. And
John's going to get in an elevator and just go, I'm not going to rape you. I promise not to rape you. What floor are you going to? I'm going to 4.
It's like it's like an argument for ignorance is bliss. Like I'd never thought about like someone being uncomfortable or anything, and now I'm like, okay, every woman around me is uncomfortable, and now I'm like being jumpy at the elevator buttons.
If you
like,
get
what's
in
wrong
an elevator
with
with a dude, are you ever thinking like I'm about to get knocked out and raped?
I've never thought of that.
Yeah, no, because you're a normal person.
Yeah.
But I was a normal person until I got fucking red pilled by this goddamn video, and now I can't be a normal person in an elevator anymore.
I mean, like, you ever been in like a I'm trying to think of scenarios. Like if I was in a parking garage at night alone with a woman. I don't know. I'm trying to think if I would be like, it's okay. I'm just going to my car. I don't know. I probably would just be normal, but
I've done that in Boston walking home. Like, you know, like when you can almost get like in sync with a woman, and I'm like,
I promise I just live.
I can't get by you. Where I just started jogging. Like I just jogged past her, and then got to like the end of the block and started walking again. It wasn't like
you
a
make
full...
things so much worse sometimes.
It wasn't like a full.
Like, how about
jog?
just like turn left and go on a different street?
Well, I didn't want to work farther than I had.
You'd
to.
rather jog? You'd rather start running?
Like, it was like from here to the window. Like it wasn't a far, but it was like
Yeah.
And then just get back to my normal gait.
There is no one in the world more awkward with women than you. It's crazy. I don't know if it's the internet or just your brain, but you are just like, what do I do with them? How? I'm not gonna kill you. I'm not gonna rape you.
I feel like everything,
you, but not really. Let's just let me run past you.
I feel like everything I see is like guys are terrible, chicks are scared of guys. I'm like, I'm not, but I don't know how to do that in a normal way.
It is true. There is a lot of that. I get that there's a lot of videos and content like that, but I'm
around
like,
women.
I don't know. I'm not like that. So
I'm around chicks how like dads are around black people.
yes.
Where it's like, I'm trying to show you I'm cool, but it's coming off weird.
Yep. I'm jive to your way. It's like, whoa, Jesus Christ, Dad.
Yeah.
Calm down.
You're trying too hard to show you're not racist. It's coming off very uncomfortable for everybody.
Totally. That's a great comparison for sure.
Now, like, I think about that. If I'm walking down the street and somebody's walking behind me, and now I'm thinking about, they probably think that I'm worried about them, so I will like slow down to make sure I'm not like, they don't think I'm speeding up.
You two are
fucking. I'd be like, this fucking chick's walking so goddamn slow. Yeah. I keep slowing down.
Yes, that's a funny skit. Just you guys never get where you're going. Eventually, you're both just stopped. You're both just stopped 5 feet away from each other.
What the hell is wrong with this goddamn chick?
It's like you're like battleships in the water, just staring at each other. just fuck me. Hey, let's get this over with. Just fuck me. I got places to be. You guys are ridiculous. I just get in elevators and go where I'm going. I just walk to the places I'm going. I walk to my car. I don't give a fuck.
That's what I did until I see these videos. And guess what? You're going to think about it now.
I'm going to think about it, but I'm not going to. God damn it. Gotta think about it.
If I'm in a situation like that where I'm walking behind a girl at the same pace, I call my mom. I just do that.
Hi, Mom. Just coming back from like the shelter with puppies.
Yeah, another day, rape free.
When you walk around, do you like? Are you like on the lookout? Are you like head on a swivel? Yeah. I learned about how much just like the average chick is like Like, I know multiple girls who are like, I look at shadows and like reflections and shit. I'm like, God damn, that sucks. Like, you're just a regular person. Like, you're not living in a bad neighborhood. You don't have a reason to really like, but you're still like, I have to be ready. That blows dick. JFK style.
My cousin had moved to New York for like, she'd probably been here like 6 months, and I just got around to getting dinner with her. And she's like, do you ever feel like unsafe in the city? And I was like, no, but I'm like,
I got a 41-inch waist.
I'm like a bigger guy. So like, no, I'm never like, and she's like, I feel unsafe a lot.
Yeah.
I was like, really?
I know. It makes sense though. Yeah. I mean, there are times like, I was thinking about this the other day. I was walking to my car by the garden, which has become like, a lot of drugs, a lot of homeless people, a lot of vagrants, walking past like the stoop, people screaming, yelling, needles, fight. I don't know. And I just was like, I'm just walking to my car. It doesn't even faze me. And I was like, this probably should faze me a little bit. Because I could just get snatched up just like any other chick. I'm not going to fucking, you know what I mean? What am I going to do? But I was just like, I don't know. I've just been so a part of this my whole life that I'm just like, I don't know, whatever.
The only time I feel unsafe is when I'm walking like by scaffolding or construction at night. Because sometimes rats scurry. And that scares
the rats are the one.
That's
worse than the humans.
Bro, when you have to go through like on my street, they're doing construction by the subway. And so there's like there's a big hole in the ground, which obviously disturbs some rats. And there's not scaffolding, but like, I guess there's some scaffolding, and they always scurry back and forth. So like, I'll go around the block. I don't. That don't fuck with rats.
I'd rather
if a rat came out and like ran across the front of my feet, I would scream. Like no one's ever screamed.
I had a tail hit my ankle one time.
I would die.
Really?
I would.
You're that bad, huh?
That's
from that one time that rat took over your apartment. You got PTSD from the rat.
Dude,
room.
That like I would die. I don't know. I think I don't know. I don't know what I would do if a rat's tail.
He's flustered right now.
Again, oh my God,
a ankle on the tail. A tail on the ankle is particularly like.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
My mom used to tell me this. The rats at Shea Stadium were legitimately the size of cats. Like she was like, no exaggeration, a full cat-sized rat. I don't think I knew this was his thing as much as it's his thing.
It's.
We should do like lowering the bar with some rodents.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think I knew either. It's kind of like the fear of the like if we did lowering the bar, I bet I'd be fine. It's the unknowing. Like if you like
jump out at you, but if you're like, here's a rat in a box.
Yeah,
like,
I think I'd be. I wouldn't love it, but like I wouldn't be like no.
Right.
But it's just like a rat might fucking
also these
come
rats
running out here.
These rats in the streets they're cut different. Man. They're different animals, literally. All right, let's go. It's the holiday season. It's a little bit early. I'm gonna call it before we get to Thanksgiving. It's the holidays. They are here, which means it is time to get your drink on, get your party on, reunite with some friends. Have some cocktails, sit by the fire, party. Whether you're having, I just had my high school reunion. We were getting together, throwing them back. Whether you're, it's Wednesday night before Thanksgiving. Whatever it is, it's time to drink your pirate water. I was gonna call it party water because that's basically what it is. It's party water, pirate water. It's a party in a can. They got 4 flavors: Bahama Mama, Miami Vice, Margarita, and Sex on the Beach. Now, that might make you pirate, and all those names might make you think, oh, it's only going to drink in warm weather on the beach. No, wrong. You can drink it all season long, especially when you need to warm up. You get snowed in, you get a snow day at school. Yeah, you want to warm up on the ski slopes, drink some pirate water. It's 10% alcohol by volume in a 16-ounce can that costs $2. You can find them in your local bodegas, corner stores, gas stations. $2 a can. You can buy them as loosies or you can buy them in a pack. 4 different flavors, and all of them are very cheap and very much get the job done. Go to drinkpiratewater.com to find the Pirate Water location near you, or you can order it off of GoPuff. Also, follow along and tag at Pirate Water on all social media for a chance to be reposted. That's drinkpiratewater.com to find a location that sells Pirate Water near you today.
What's going on? KFC Radio Gang, Jackie, Pabs, Fights, KFC. Got an Am I the Asshole question for you for this voicemail. But quick little update. I don't know if you guys remember, I was the guy that basically blew somebody off, blew a girl asking me out off to avoid DC traffic.
Yep.
She saw the other voicemail, thought it was hilarious how oblivious I was, and thought it was funny because traffic was the whole reason why I was just completely focused on something else. Been on a couple dates with her, been pretty fun so far, but the Am I the Asshole stems from a debate we actually had the other day. So I only buy really 2 Christmas gifts a year for my buddies' younger kids. They're 7 and 5, 7-year-old boy, 5-year-old girl. And I buy the boy a Hess toy truck every year, and then I buy his daughter a Barbie every year. And the Am I the Asshole comes from her, like the girl that I'm seeing. She was basically like, you're an asshole for buying the same gift every year. And I'm like, well, first of all, they've been getting the same gift every year for the past like 2 to 3 years. And they're kids, so they don't really care that they're getting the same thing every year. They're getting a different version of it every year. It's not like I'm re-gifting the same thing every year. And I just want to hear people's takes on it. Like, am I the asshole for getting these kids a different version of the same thing every year? I don't think so, personally. I mean, I'd like to hear KFC,
both
your
these
take
things
on
are
this,
like,
since you have youngish kids too. So I just want to know, am I the asshole?
Both these things are like collectibles. The Hess truck, if you're into Hess trucks, did you ever like have them as a kid?
I didn't have them, but I know.
But there's one every Christmas.
Yeah.
My aunt always got them, and I always wanted to know what each year was. One year they had a helicopter, one year they had a this, they had a that. And Barbie dolls, you can get like infinite Barbie dolls.
Yeah.
So if you get like the same remote control car every year, the same fucking thing literally every year, I think eventually they're going to be like, I don't want this. But they're young. It's things that change every year, and they're collectibles.
I think I do it with my nephew, where I just get him the same thing. But I give him the same genre. I give him sneakers.
That's what I mean. But if you got him the same sneakers every year, he'd be like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But it's like every year you get a pair of this, a pair of that, the new one out, the new color, the new,
I think you're very in the clear.
Totally in the clear. I mean, that's totally fine. I thought it was going to be like you get the boy a truck and the girl a doll, that sort of thing. Fuck off.
That's what they want.
But yeah, it's what they fucking want.
KFC.
By the way, real quick, that is a fat joke. Rule of thumb with kids, you can't get them anything alive. You can't get them anything that makes noise. And you can't get them anything that has over like 10 pieces. Like somebody gave Keegan a Lego box. It said 890 pieces. So who the fuck do you think is going to have 890 pieces? Who do you think is going to be doing that? Him or me?
That's
crazy. I don't want to put it together. I don't want to hear the drum set, and I don't want to have to keep the thing alive. Those are 3 things you cannot get any children. This guy has a hammer.
Yeah, big old lip.
KFC. Fights, Paz,
That's
Jackie,
what's
up,
show.
guys? Quick thing, just I know I'm a little late, but this whole sign stealing thing going on with Michigan, and I just don't get it. It's fucking retarded to me. If your signs can get stolen that easily, then you just probably need new signs. And I'm a Yankees fan. So I know, like, we got fucked by the Astros, but I didn't give a fuck about that. Like, I don't
probably
see
some girl
why
walking
this
ahead
is
of
a
him in
big
the
deal.
darkness right
Like,
now.
if I can sit there and watch your game and
I
figure out
cannot
what it
believe
means when there's like
that Dave Portnoy once again has like the football team to rally around.
Bro,
it's happening again.
I'm obviously,
and it's also when the Patriots are bad. Whenever Michigan was bad, he would just go, I don't care about college football. I like NFL.
Yeah.
Now everyone's like, the Patriots suck, and he's like, I'm fighting a war over here in college football, and they're good. And it's again the same thing of like, well, regular people are like, I don't really think that's cheating, so they are kind of like the victims almost.
Yeah.
It's like, how you can't keep getting away with this,
dude.
It's crazy.
We were in Chicago, and I was like, I'm obviously aware of this, but I didn't. I don't. I haven't dived into. It doesn't affect me at all. So I don't have the knowledge of it like I did with Deflategate and Spygate, and I didn't know fucking ideal gas law and shit like that. I was like, what? I was like, just give me like the rundown, like what's happening in Michigan. And he's like, it's basically like Deflategate. And I was like, I fucking knew it. I'm so jealous. And he's like, it's awesome.
Yeah. Like, I had a friend, not a friend, a Stoolie, listener, DM'd me and was like, I work in college athletics, like rules. I can't remember how he phrased it, jurisdiction, some shit. He's like, this is going to be a big deal. This was a couple weeks ago. he was like, this is not gonna just go away. And I was like, I don't know, this seems pretty stupid. And he was like, I told you so. I mean, it's like the best thing that can happen to you.
Yeah.
It's like what I was talking about with Taylor Swift re-recording her songs. You want like just a little bit of controversy that doesn't really harm you, but gets everyone to be like, let's go. It's like now somehow Michigan's the number 1 team in the country. They're like the underdogs. It's fucking incredible.
Dude, with like they got the fucking Connor Stallions. I believe his name was Jim McNally. Was the Pats guy?
Yep. Yeah.
They thought was deflating the balls.
Connor Stallions. Yeah. You have all these weird characters.
Dude, it's. I was, and then
Dave keeps going. Connor Stallions is an American veteran, a veteran of war.
Dude, Connor Stallions represented himself in court.
That's gangster.
And said the reason his neighbors were suing him was because they hate the Marines. Like, he's the best. It's like
that's even if you're wrong, you're right.
Bro, like and then the fucking Harbaugh gets suspended and the whole team just tweets bet.
Dude,
like,
that guy crying. You see that?
Yeah.
Fucking love you, dude. It's like he doesn't have cancer. He's just not allowed to coach on Saturdays. You're gonna see him tomorrow.
He's at the Ritz right now.
Right, he's totally fine.
It is,
and they're gonna win like every single game by 50, regardless of if this happened or not. And then they'll, it's just about the playoff. And then you have a little bit of extra motivation. It's incredible.
It's
the best thing that can happen to your team.
I tweeted it. I was like, what I would give, because I actually, it's kind of funny this comes up because like. I obviously have had, not obviously, I don't know, but like there's been, I have noticed, I've realized now that there's been something missing in my sports life for a while. Mm-hmm. And I haven't had a villain. You like to say that like, when the Yankees get eliminated, that's your championship. Mm-hmm. So you have this villain. And I haven't really had one probably since like Peyton left Indy. Mm-hmm. Where like
you also had a villain in a weird way of like what I had with Lindor. Like you had famous had David Price, you had Tuukka Rask, you had somebody to rally around.
Heroes, yes.
Yeah.
But so like when Peyton left Indy, obviously that was kind of the end of like the villain arc of him.
Yeah.
And then the Patriots vanquished so many villains that there weren't any for a while, and then you just started fighting the league, and that's when Deflategate came in. And then like the Yankees, they fell out. Like
you don't
I don't really remember exactly when it was, but 2004 was. Definitely I don't know if it was the final blow, but like 2004 was kind of like, okay, it's not the same anymore.
Right. Like we're equals in this fucking thing now. It's whatever. Yeah.
And I haven't had one, and the Canadians have sucked, and the Canadians
sorry to interrupt. Have the Yankees ever, in recent years, gone through the Red Sox while winning a World Series?
No.
Yeah.
No.
You can't.
I don't think so. Yeah. Obviously, 2009 would be the only
option. They've either lost to them or didn't get the job done.
I think they lose in the playoffs most times they play.
Yeah.
But we played the Canadians on Saturday.
Yeah.
And fucking the fans sucked, and the refs sucked, and they got little fucking dirtbags on their team again. And I was like, I forgot how much I love hating
Sports is about hate.
Like, I need you.
Love is whatever. It's hate.
It really was some Joker Batman shit where it's like, we need each other. You need me. I need you. I can't, fucking Brendan Gallagher, like I forgot about because the Bruins had beaten the Canadians 10 times in a row. Like that wasn't
right.
So
it's back.
They had a little. They played in the cup in the bubble, but that was fake. Carey Price just threw it on his head. Like I think they were an 8 seed that got into the playoffs, but then all the regions shifted and they had an easier path. And it ended up being they made the cup finals, but they got I think they got swept by the Lightning. But there hasn't been like a hate, and I was like, oh. This is so important. Like this, it's rooting for your team is amazing.
Whatever. I saw a clip of DMX earlier today, and he's like, I had a lot of hate in my heart. He's like, and I had a fun life. I had a good time, but I hate things. Like, who wants to be happy all the time? People take advantage of you. You're just happy all the time. Fuck that. You need some hate. Yes.
It's not like
through you.
It's not because I don't like. I hate them.
An enemy. You need like someone to focus your hate on.
You need Hitler.
Yeah, you need a Hitler.
Luckily,
fucking Hitler.
Luckily, the Canadians.
So you're riding the bike.
Yeah, the idea
and you have
started.
Tube?
No, the idea started as a tranquilizer dart bit. I wanted to line up for a foot race, and it starts like on your mark, get set. They're like, they shoot tranquilizer darts into our butt cheeks, and then we see who can run the farthest before they're like fall on their face. And we found the guy with the tranquilizer dart gun, ready to go, but. He tells us that what's in the darts is animal tranquilizer, also known as ketamine.
Yeah.
So I'm a drug addict in recovery. I'm like, oh God. And this is like the most like tug of war. Like this is just like the two things most important to me colliding. My ambition and my recovery.
Right.
Like it doesn't get more.
Now, but it's. I mean, it is ketamine, and that's not a drug you want to fuck around with. But all of these things, like even the anesthesia and the Spinal Tap, those are like drugs. But it's just the thought of it being a recreational drug that you could use.
Right.
Drugs you haven't done for fun.
I love ketamine.
Okay. So that would have been like, okay.
I love ketamine. That's a problem.
Got it.
And since I got clean and sober, I've had like tons of surgeries and endoscopies, colonoscopy. Like I get knocked out, general anesthesia. Like
that doesn't affect you at all.
I mean, I always look forward to it. but that
last second before you pass out on general or whatever, when they give you like a little bit of a sedative and then they have you count down from like 100 and you get to 98, and I'm always like, can I get to like 97? I just want to get to 96 one day. Those 4 seconds are great.
Dude, it is awesome. But I've never relapsed over it, so I felt like pretty comfortable with
afterwards. You don't do pain meds or
no? When I would like, I've been sober for 15 years now, and I've never even filled out a prescription for painkillers.
And you'll have major surgery and just gotta like
grit your
teeth and go through it.
Whatever they give me in the hospital is fine. Like I'll take it. But it's just once I leave the hospital, like I don't want to be in possession of painkillers.
That's why you're doing
but they'll give
crazy
you
stunts.
something there. Like they'll give you more.
Yeah, they'll give me like whatever comes through the IV, like whatever they give me in the hospital. I just don't take possession of anything.
We mentioned there's an email gets sent out when we have guests coming in, and I was hanging out in the content area, and people were like, "Whoa, Steve-O's coming today," and it's like, "Yeah," and someone asked, I thought, a good question where they were like, of all the famous addicts, who do you think had like the highest run? Who do you think's like gone the craziest?
I don't know. Charlie Sheen's a pretty good bet.
I thought you had your peak. Like you got control of it, not control maybe, but you put a pin and ended it fast. I feel.
Well, I mean that's kind of what typically happens is that it gets super bad. Nobody gets clean and sober because it was kind of bad.
Yeah.
You keep doing it through that. Yeah.